UFC Shanghai just got finished up. Yeah, I didn't do too good on picks. I went 7 for 12. Not very good, but it's the way the sport goes. But I am going to be doing a full recap. There will be timestamps below. If you do want to check my reaction for a specific fight, it will be pinned in the comments. So let's get it started. Uran Satibaldia versus Dr. Nurgaje. Dr. Nurgaje is retarded. I said that earlier in the fight. He's just a fat tard. I don't even remember the last time I saw someone get finished by an Ezekiel choke. It just doesn't happen in modern MMA nowadays, but apparently it does because Dr. Nurgaje is a idiot. I expected the tick to not be as bad. It was still as bad. And by the way, it's not like he's orthodox and he's wiping this eye. He's reaching across with his lead hand to cover up and like wipe his eye. Complete idiot. Yeah, he got dropped early into the fight. Uran Satibaldiev had a couple different submissions. I think one of them was a Kimura or an Americana. I can't remember, but he had him in some deep trouble. DR put his back to the mat and got out of it, and then yeah, he got Ezekiel choked immediately after that. He's not good. He should be cut. I don't think that he deserves to be in the UFC. Good win from Satibaldiev though. That's the way that fight should go if you are levels above your opponent. So good on him. Su Young Yu versus Long Zhao. Su Young Yu wins the fight 29-28. Unanimous, I believe. Long Zhao got better as the fight went. His striking is very, very weird. He kind of throws like he was throwing strikes like Vinicius Oliveira did in his last fight. What was that? Kyler Phillips. He kind of just like drops down and throws overhands and looping shots and switches stances as he comes in, and it doesn't look pretty, but he doesn't stop doing it, and guys get really, really tired when you're just winging hooks at him the whole time. And that's what he did. And in the third round, he landed so many clean elbows. I did have it 29-28 to Su Young Yu. I think the second round is what was up for debate. I get it if you did have Long Zhao winning that fight, but he started too slow, and Su Young Yu's jab in the first two rounds was just money. Like Long Zhao, he was the first Chinese fighter to fight on the card, so the whole crowd was just erupting anytime he just threw a strike. And that's one thing, but he's not landing. Su Young Yu is landing, and it's not getting a reaction from the crowd because he's South Korean, so it's like... So I did have it 2-1 Su Young Yu. Close fight. Long Zhao probably could have got him out of there if it went another 5 minutes, but it didn't because it's a 3-round fight. Good win from Su Young Yu. It was a really entertaining fight right down to the end, so good on them. Next up, Weston Wilson versus Yisha. Did we all not see this coming? I mean, Weston Wilson is a idiot. Yisha comes out and knocks him out in 30 seconds. Just unloaded the kitchen sink on him from the get-go, and Weston Wilson was immediately rocked. Like the first shot that connected, he was like on wobbly legs. Yisha unloads in combination up against the fence, lands a mean one and sits him down, and he slumps down to his knees against the fence, and he's completely out. So good win from Yisha. I don't know. I think he was the biggest favorite on the card at about like minus 1,500 or something like that. So everyone expected that to happen. Good on him getting the win though. So Weston Wilson needs to be cut though. That's another guy that needs to be cut. Get the fuck out of the UFC, man. Moving on from that. Kyle Daukaus versus Mikel Pereira. The beginning of this card was incredible, by the way. I don't know what the hell was going on. We need to go back to Shanghai, by the way. This was fucking awesome. Kyle Daukaus starches Mikel Pereira out cold in the first round. In the first minute, the fight starts. I'm waiting for Mikel Pereira to kind of do his thing, do his whole where he bursts and clips you with something huge and you don't know what the hell happened, even as a fan. And it didn't happen in the first like 30 seconds. And I was like, oh, okay, we're taking like a lighter approach here. Let's see what happens. And then they get on the inside, and Kyle Daukaus loops a right hook around the outstretched arms of Mikel Pereira, and it clips him clean on the chin, sits him down, follows him down to the ground, two mean elbows to just right on the chin, and he puts him out in the first round. 43 seconds into the fight, Kyle Daukaus shocks the world, dude. I had it going the exact opposite way to Mikel Pereira, but Mikel Pereira's career is probably done, man. Like, he's dropped 3 in a row. He was on an 8-fight win streak. Now he's on a 3-fight losing streak to Anthony Hernandez, Abus Magomedov, and now Kyle Dawkins. I don't see Kyle Dawkins being a big problem at middleweight either. Being put out by a guy like him probably isn't a good way for your career to be going if you're Mikel Pereira. Good on Kyle Dawkins, dude. He shocked the world. Twitter was blowing up when this happened. Yeah, this card was phenomenal, by the way. Moving on from that, Rong Zhu versus Austin Hubbard. Rong Zhu basically just pieces up Austin Hubbard the entire fight. Like I said, I did say Rong Zhu by decision. It was Rong Zhu by decision. Early on, he clipped. Austin Hubbard came out kind of hot, kind of looking to press the action and show that he wasn't going to be going anywhere and he was going to be the one landing the meaner shots. And then Rong Zhu landed like a nice inside leg kick, a few of them. Really, really clean, heavy inside low kicks. Austin Hubbard kind of started to lay off the gas a little bit, and then Rong Zhu would throw that inside leg kick and he'd pop a right hand behind it, just a straight right hand. It knocked Austin Hubbard off balance a few times, and whenever they would get into close quarters, Rong Zhu was always landing harder and he was always throwing more too. Austin Hubbard, when he came out and the fight started, he was very much like kind of going off the rails, like hyped to be in there, and then he got popped with a couple good ones and he started to lay off a lot. Rong Zhu took advantage of that and he beat the out of him the whole time. Entertaining fight. They were both active. Rong Zhu just got the better of him. He looked pretty good. He looks like he's improving upon his game. Good on Rong Zhu. Austin Hubbard, another loss. I don't think he's good. 3-8 in the UFC now, I think. Another guy that needs to be cut. Moving on from that. Charles Johnson versus Lona Kavanaugh. This one was hard to watch, man. So the first round, Lona Kavanaugh is piecing up Charles Johnson. Maybe not piecing up, but he's clearly winning the round. Getting in and out really well. He's landing takedowns as well. He's getting a body lock, kind of throwing Charles Johnson around. The story going into this fight was that Kavanaugh was a little bit too small, which at the end of the day, he was. The story was he wasn't going to be able to get to Charles Johnson, and when he did want to mix in grappling, he wasn't going to be able to. And he was very comfortably winning the first round. Second round, he starts piecing him up even more, but he's slowing down a little bit. The pace is kind of getting to Kavanaugh, you can tell. But he's still landing these like really clean counter shots, and he's clearly winning the first round. Same story as the first round. Then he lands a mean pull counter, almost like an overhand on Charles Johnson. And he lands it, and he sticks the right hand, and then he like goes to reset, and it was almost like he was looking at the shot that he just landed like, oh, gotcha again. And he was kind of like just walking backward like, damn, I'm getting this motherfucker. As he lands that right hand and he goes to like reset, he like, damn, gotcha again. There's a right hand that's coming this way and he's like, ha, gotcha. And then his head snaps and he goes out. Really unfortunate for Kavanaugh. He was clearly winning even up to the moment that he got put out. He was winning. That he was winning the punch before he got knocked out. Charles Johnson is a terrorist to this sport. Just knocking out any good prospect and then losing to shitters. I can't stand him. He's done that to Joshua Van and Kavanaugh now. I hope this guy stubs his toe every morning for the rest of his life. Beat somebody who's not a prospect, please, for the love of God. He's basically like the Jalen Turner of flyweight. You're way too big and you're just beating up on these up-and-comers and you can't beat anybody else. He's like Christian Rodriguez as well. That's another guy. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, I can't stand this guy. But yeah, moving on from that, good win, I guess, from Charles Johnson. Lucky KO. Moving on. Gage Young versus Maheshati. First kind of stinker on the card. Gage Young wins a clear. I had it 30-27 to him. Gage Young has a chin on him. He got his bell rung a couple times. Maheshati landed a few good right hands, but nothing that was gonna even remotely put Gage Young on wobbly legs or anything. Maheshati was able to use his length really well. Gage Young throws more and he doesn't get tired, and his chin is good enough to where he can just hunt people down. And he mixed in takedowns as well. He won a clear 30-27 decision in my eyes, just as I predicted. Good win from Gage Young. First kind of stinker on the card. There wasn't a lot going on. Moving on from that. Tayilake Nuraji versus Kiefer Crosby. Some controversy here. Nuraji lands an illegal knee in the opening minute or two. Ref stops it. I believe he took a point. He might have taken 2 points. Immediately after that, the ref just goes, all right, let's go. I think it was Goddard, actually. Goddard was just like, all right, 2 points. 2 points or 1 point. I don't remember what it was. Stops the fight, takes action on it, and immediately it's just like, all right, ready, fight. And I'm like, hey guy, he just got like flatline KO'd by an illegal knee. Give him time. Hello. And by the way, Kiefer Crosby is a total shitter. He's not good. So me defending him just furthers the notion that like, hey, Goddard, retard. He was just flattened out on the canvas. Give him a second. And guess what happened? The fight started back up again. Kiefer Crosby immediately gets his head just slammed into the canvas and is just getting elbowed in the face. Fight's over. No, funny how that works. Mark Goddard is a complete idiot. A little bit of controversy. First round KO from Naraji. I guess, man. Moving on from that. Kevin Borjas versus Sumaderji. Sumaderji might be a little bit better than I recently thought. Kevin Borjas basically just gets manhandled for 3 straight rounds. Literally couldn't do anything. Kevin Borjas didn't have anything other than a 1-2. Sumaderji just did whatever the hell he wanted because he has more of an arsenal. Why did my left monitor just turn off? All right, never mind. I don't know, man. Kevin Borjas, I don't know, man. Good for Sumaderji, I guess. I still don't think he's very good, but he looked okay today. He looked good this morning. I'm not going to break this down anymore. Moving on. Sergey Pavlovich versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Finally, he lost. And I'm so happy that it happened. I'm surprised it happened the way it did. Waldo has nothing other than a jab, as we've noticed, at least as I've noticed. I'm sure that you guys have noticed this at this point too, which is sad that a jab can get you to this point in the UFC heavyweight division. Sergey Pavlovich legitimately got all of his confidence ripped away from him by getting knocked out. It's actually sad. He was the boogeyman at one point. The fight started and he was immediately walking you down, throwing everything into a shot to put you out. If he did that against Waldo Cortez Acosta this morning, he would have put him out immediately. Immediately would have put him out. But instead, he's like has this like slow paced approach to like try and point fight you almost. And it's like, dude, what happened? What happened to you? You used to be he was literally the scariest person in the UFC. And now he's just like, all right, you want to just like jab at each other for 15 minutes and see who can get it done? It's just weird to me, man. Like all of his confidence is just gone, I think. That being said, that just shows you how fucking terrible Waldo Cortez Acosta is, because he still couldn't beat Sergey at this stage in Sergey's career. Sergey. He's just gay. Sergey. Moving on from that. Aljamain Sterling versus Brian Ortega. I'm convinced that Brian Ortega is being forced to fight now. He does not want to be in there. Put him in like the UFC Jiu-Jitsu now. Like, he doesn't want to fight, bro. First 15 minutes, he's literally just like feinting stuff for 15 minutes. Normally it's okay, let's feint low kicks, let's feint here, and then we'll get him to go that way, and then we'll work somewhere else. You work off of the feints. He was just feinting. You're getting outstruck by Aljamain Sterling for 15. Aljamain Sterling. It's just embarrassing, dude. Aljamain Sterling wins 50-45. Why the was this 5 rounds? Stinker of a fight. Boring to watch. Which you can say now because they're striking, right? You can say that and still be a hardcore. Oh yeah, they were striking and it was boring. Oh yeah, it totally was. But they wrestle and it's boring. No, dude, fucking grow up. Watch something else. But no, they're striking, so I'm allowed to say that it was boring. People are fucking retarded. It was really boring to watch. Aljamain Sterling isn't like he's not a very good striker. We all know that. He was probably one of the worst strikers at bantamweight inside of the top 10. He was not a good striker. He's a really good grappler. They didn't really start grappling in this fight until the 4th round. He won the grappling too. It was just not fun to watch. So moving on from that, good win from Aljo. Brian Ortega needs to probably retire or go to UFC BJJ because he does not want to be in here. Johnny Walker versus Mingyang Zhang. Johnny Walker tried to take a note out of Hamzat's book in round 1. Fight starts and he immediately rugby tackles Mingyang Zhang, and instead of getting to a dominant position like Hamzat did, he pulls Mingyang Zhang on top of him. So Mingyang Zhang has a good first round. He has no choice because Johnny Walker's like pulls him on top and it's just like beat the out of me. And so immediately I'm like, well, this fight's over. Mingyang Zhang's just gonna TKO him on the ground. Which didn't happen. Eventually, they get back up to the feet, and Johnny Walker's landing these low kicks. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So that's not in Eric Nixick's game plan ever with any of his fighters. It's like, yeah, start taking his fucking legs off. Start trying to land these big shots. Eric Nixick doesn't teach that. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then the second round starts. It's the same story. And Johnny Walker's landing good shots. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then Johnny Walker lands a meaty leg kick and Mingyang Zhang starts to limp a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, his leg's torched. And he lands another one and then he rolls to his back and I'm like, are we gonna get a leg kick TKO right now? Johnny Walker follows him down and then just elbows him out. I don't know what the I watched. You'd think that Mingyang Zhang with kind of a Muay Thai up tall stance, that stance is very well made to check leg kicks. Bring the leg up. You can turn the knee out very easily with that. You can turn it out and go shin to shin with them. You can check a lot of leg kicks with that. Mingyang Zhang just didn't do that. He was just like slowly but surely, as the leg kicks piled up, he just couldn't take it anymore, which eventually led to the finish. I don't even know what the hell I watched. Johnny Walker just has the Eric Nixick, like, game plan, just tosses it out the fucking window, which we haven't seen in the last, 2-3 years. But apparently it did tonight, the one time that I'm confident about someone getting flatline KO'd, just out of nowhere. Of course, the one time that I think that Johnny Walker, and I'm still not going to pick Johnny Walker to win fights, by the way. It's not going to happen. An Alexander Rakic or an Azamat Murzakanov, I'm still going to pick him to lose, and he probably will. I think Johnny Walker's got a good 2 or 3 or 4 times more that he's going to be brutally KO'd, and I am going to be waiting on those times to happen. I genuinely don't know what I watched. It was just like this slowly but surely taking his leg off until it like snowballed into the fact that he couldn't walk. It was so weird. Good on Johnny Walker, man. I mean, proved everyone wrong. He was a pretty decently sized 3 or 4 to 1 underdog in this, which, I mean, he pretty handedly won, other than the fact that, he thought that he was a Dagestani in the opening seconds. We've got another couple weeks before the next fight, which is Imava versus Bohalio, which I'm stoked for. But before that, I'll probably be dropping. I'm going to try and drop within these next 2 weeks. I'm going to try and get about 5 videos up. I got a video idea that's going to be coming up early next week, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, man. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.